We're going to be starting off on Cursed Hollow with, on the left-hand side, it is going to be Start Over Again, aka SOA. And playing for them, we have Fei, Uncle G, Tank Ovo, Spark BZ, and Shy.
So ashy.
So ashy. Yeah, we like that one.
And on the right side, in the red, it is going to be RPG, and they have Chicken Wang, SA, Infinity, and Loktar, which is Orcish for victory. And let's see if he can get that result, or if it will be, in fact, Ogar, death. Also Orcish. So, the game has begun. Map 1 of the second match of today, July the 12th, is HGC China, Phase 2. You can get 0, 1, or 3 points for a series, depending on how the best of 2 pans out. Initial laning setup shows a very conservative approach by both teams here, as they try to prevent one of those base trade scenarios where they start taking down each other's structures, which both Illidan Rhaegar is very good at, Greymane Rhaegar, as well as Illidan Medivh and Uther together.
You know that thing you're annoyed about? The lack of wave clear? Illidan does in fact go for the Battle Assault as they move in to try and finish off Tank Ovo, and Abathur on his head with the shield. The shield would have been actually what saved him there.
Yep. Abathur's Carapace there as the savior. Dragtongue will miss, and yeah, like you said, Battered Assault comes out, so it is 100% bona fide focused on that team fight, not on the wave clear. By you can't see the team names yet. I don't know why they haven't summoned them yet, but by RPG weird. On the right.
That might have something to do with how the team panels were super transparent, or translucent, I guess the term is. Transparent is 100% wrong. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe something's with the software for now. For now, Infinity takes some damage. Able to eat the cocktail, though, with that force of will, so he can take the damage from that.
Missing the Uther heal, though. Uther has gone for the standard Radiance build here, with the extra devotion, the extra seconds on armor upon completion of the quest. A little bit more sustain heals.
And there we go. The team panels have popped up. Wang missing the Storm Bomb for now, but he's gone for that Perfect Storm, so he's going to be building up those stacks over time. Tyrael with the Smite, getting that extra damage.
Yeah, Purge Evil, 30% bonus damage on Smite against enemy heroes only. It's not a whole lot of damage. At level 20, it adds about 90 damage or so on the Smite. It may not seem like a lot, but it is good enough to be taken because every other Tyrael talent interferes with his trait in some way. Either it counts on dying to get the trait value, one of those talents, or it prevents him from dying with Regeneration Master. Either way, none of it is really necessary, and every time I play Tyrael, I get this damage talent as well, as it may just be the difference between getting a kill or not.
Indeed, and it's a lovely little bit of damage, very helpful indeed. We're seeing the Healing Totem coming in from Rhaegar, a little bit of extra sustain. Infinity back into bird form, going to give some vision, and immediately out of bird form. Nice use of bird form.
Actually, it can be a nice trick with Medivh when you have Master's Touch to go into crow form, because as soon as you mount up in crow form, everyone starts walking past you because they think, okay, that's it, that's done. And you can get some really nice Master's Touch stacking the level 7 quest.
So nice portal micro here coming in from RPG, but they've been zoned away here. With Illidan still not with the team, still pushing the top lane. We do see SOA pick up with the first tribute.
And just to kind of illustrate the wave clear component lacking for RPG, when Illidan took the siege camp, it takes so much longer. Battered Assault level 1 is amazing for teamfight as it offers so much bonus damage on a sweeping strike, provided Illidan hits 2 enemy heroes. But Immolation doesn't need heroes to proc. Battered Assault does. That means Immolation, a very strong form of Burning Rage, can do mercs better, depush mercs better, kill minions better, and so on and so forth. But what they're really going for here is making Illidan an absolute monster. And you mentioned it, RPG. You said they have these melee assassin play that they want to make work. And they have the double support, Medivh and Uther. And Illidan 100% is going to take Hunter's Onslaught at 7, the green talent. No, he doesn't. What?
No.
He gets the block. You get Battered Assault. You combine it with Hunter's Onslaught normally. It's perfect. I don't get these talents.
Yeah, it's doing it a little bit weird. But we do like weird when it comes to HGC China, but like we said, we do have the Master's Touch for Medivh, so he's going to be able to begin stacking that up and has already begun a little bit earlier. Shy, with that extra Abathur shield, wow, I've tongue-twisted that. Nice drag onto Muradin, trying to stop him. He doesn't have Avatar or anything like that yet, so he is just going to be jumping to freedom for the moment. And as such, RPG without their front line and with Illidan still in the bot lane, they are getting zoned here, and we do see Loktar taken out. Now Sa and Wang in a little bit of danger, but they are able to pull back.
And what Greymane did to Medivh and Li Ming there really highlights the problem in between. Oh my goodness! In between Force of Will times, there is a 3-second uptime to trying to kill Medivh. Is it 3.5 seconds? Because I think Force of Will lasts 1.5. Greymane does so much damage at a very steady rate, very sustained damage, that it's not really easy to just say, okay, I'm just going to block everything. It's different against a mage. Medivh is great against mages, where they have a spell every 3, every 4, every 5 seconds. Not so much against Greymane. And we have a swashbuckling composition for SOA. Tyrael, Greymane, Dehaka, Rhaegar, the damage keeps coming out at a very steady rate. So RPG needs to play off of that. And so far they were not really able to.
Indeed, interesting to see the different styles here. What do you think of this Abathur level 4 talent, by the way? The extra shielding amount and duration, as opposed to the Adrenal Overload with Greymane.
So you get the 40% extra shields. The shield persists when you unsymbiote, which is kind of cool because the Carapace cooldown is fairly long. It's more than 10 seconds. So now you can shield someone, immediately go away from the symbiote. The shield stays. Yep. And your symbiote cooldown starts. It's also 4 seconds. That means you can pretty much give someone a big shield every 4 to 5 seconds, which is like a tripling, or I should say one third of the cooldown that it normally would. So far more shields with the proper micro of it. So I do like it.
Yeah, that's a trick that not everyone actually even knows, that you can just refresh symbiote, and that can sometimes be a shorter cooldown than actually just staying on symbiote and spamming the button. Uther is taken out by SOA, putting on a lot of aggression. As such, they also get the first curse of the game.
Tetra, all the underdog teams are doing really good today. SOA and Wukong Gaming just now running away with the early game. We saw Wukong with a 7-0 takedown lead in the previous game on Cursed Hollow. And they did manage to end up giving away that lead. But as it stands, SOA is looking so good. They're ahead with the Abathur team. There's so much pressure everywhere. And they're just going right past the fort to pressure the keep wall in the middle already.
They really are. The wall will get taken out. Towers are already out. Drag onto Uther, but they're not able to finish him off. Hunt from the side. They want Rhaegar, but isolation is on Illidan here. Divine Shield will cancel that out, though. Ancestral landing onto Greymane. But Rhaegar, he put himself out of position to be able to pull off that move. And as such, Greymane will survive. Potentially, Leyline zoning out, but the minions in the way, preventing a Stormbolt.
Yeah, Leyline Seal dodged by Greymane. Man, I feel like he's been playing with no mana at all for the past 5 minutes. 1% mana. Yeah.
So we do see RPG. They were able to defend that. They do lose all but one of their forts, but they're now using their opportunity with Rhaegar only just respawning to try and take the boss. SOA responding correctly, trying to take their own boss.
Yeah. Very nice call here. Level 13 will be already available for SOA after they get this boss. And they should not freak out overly much. It's a 4 versus 3. They have Abathur.
No Leyline.
This is an attempt by RPG to have it all. And I don't think you can. I don't think you can have your pie and eat it.
Okay, Muradin zoned off the point. Can't actually get to the portal, so he's having to leap away here. Divine Shield not available. Silence dropped onto Muradin, who is getting Force of Will, but he's focused down. And yeah, that was way overly greedy by RPG.
Had Muradin been level 13, maybe he can get away with crazy... Here, a portal. I'll help you. Beautiful. A little bit of survivor skills.
He's dead too. Like, Master's Touch, Ripperoni, now Sa, he's getting body blocked, and SOA, they're going to try and take it all here, trying to body block Sa. Greymane goes over the wall unintentionally, but as such, Sanctification is dropped so they can break down the wall and get him out, because they were actually dying to towers there.
If only Tyrael had the hitbox of Kel'Thas, he might have been able to successfully block out.
Okay, sure, chicken, that's fine. They're going in a 5 versus 3 right now.
Yeah, by the way, I have the hunt. We don't have level 13 talents yet, but let's start the turnaround. And
they're trying it, Sank's down, so they wanted something, but they I don't know why they did this, but either way, they do drop a little bit of damage. And now the turnaround attempt coming in, Shy dropping the curse bullet onto Wang, whose health is dropped a little bit. There's the stun.
Toucher,
cleansed though.
You've never heard of a little bit of light the hunt poke damage?
No, I have. I've never seen the hunt used as a poking ability.
Well,
no.
welcome to 2017.
There's the hunt used again. It's already off cooldown. Ancestor has landed onto Shy though. Muradin getting focused down. The ley line's good, but what's the follow-up here? Very little. It's just
chaos, mayhem, bedlam.
All the damage. Rhaegar is down though. Now it is Tyrael going to get dropped. No sanctification available. Illidan able to finish off the chase here. Now it is Dahaka dragging Muradin with him. So actually dragging his own doom to himself as the focus is dropped. And RPG, with a bit of a shaky fight, they are able to win it and take out 4 members of SOA.
I like your Doom voice. It is absolutely evil. Leyline Seal was nice. Not sure what happened there afterwards. I mean, a lot of fireworks with that very important kill on Rhaegar. Absolutely correct prioritization by Chicken, taking out the support first, and it led to much more. Situation though, of course the game sound is still from the non-replay, so that's interesting. But the situation as it stands, still good in the experience department for SOA.
Please don't die to Mercs.
Because they have Abba. What's that?
Yeah. I said Infinity, please don't die to Mercs.
Yeah.
He is able to jump back through the portal, pick up the camp itself. So it is fine and live for the moment. SOA, all respawn, beginning to clear up this mid lane.
Yeah. Level 16 is very close. Abathur effect remains strong. Very fortuitous tribute location for SOA. What they ideally want is level 16 first, but RPG is not ready to give them that advantage. They go straight for the hunt on Rhaegar. Sanctification, though, saves him. Great job there, but Rhaegar walks into the ley line.
Beautifully done, Wang. Wang just moving into the background. The perfect ley line from Infinity. They move in for Shy as well. The shield from Tyrael is enough to save Shy.
Just shy of death.
In the background, though, he gets deleted.
Just shy of death, Greymane gets away. Rhaegar, though, walking into the slow traveling ley line is painful to behold, Tetcher. And this was such an important fight for RPG. They needed the fight pre-16. And I don't know why, but the other team keeps giving them what they want. You need to work off of these power spikes. And it's just like, aggression is good. Practicing your team fight is good. But learn to not fight for a little bit, teams.
Yeah, I would agree. It is very strange how they played that with Rhaegar running into the ley line. It was very familiar with... I'm going to make a very short reference to Futurama here, where they are at the bureaucrats. People likely know what that means. Benediction is dropped there. Preparing for it. Moving in.
Level 16 apiece. Big damage there on Tyrael, but he does end up getting away.
Yeah, the hunt was used, so Illidan was coming ready, whether they were ready or not.
Curse bullet miss.
Shy, trying to do some damage. Leyline catches just a Hucker this time. Looks like they are just going to leave that fort. Send Illidan up to grab that tribute, and that will equal a curse. So RPG just disengaging from this.
Rhaegar copy in hot pursuit. Does he have another slow totem? Might as well put it down with the lightning shield. A little bit of siege damage, but here's the curse. RPG get the curse. And what is SOA really doing about that? They say, we're gonna let our friendly neighborhood Abathur deal with all the cleanup. We know cleanup persons. We are going to go for the team fight. They're pushing into the keep, but here they go. They back off, and RPG in hot pursuit. It is all 5 members of RPG closing in on SOA, and they know no ultimate evolution is available for another 25 seconds. So this is the perfect team fight time for RPG. The Sanct, possibly way too early.
Yeah, Uncle G wasn't even in it. He was focused down. He's getting focused down again. Ancestral does that onto Greymane, who immediately goes into the backline. Uncle G gets out thanks to a drag from Tank Ovo. No deaths in this fight yet.
Oh, nice stormbolt by Wang.
The Stormbolt was good. Shy is the first to drop in this fight. They're also looking for Spark BZ, who's thrown out an Eldrain, pulls out the Duke. Can he escape? The minions have vision of him. Come on, guys, you know.
No way.
Hit him!
No way!
Tyrael is able to escape, but RPG, they've won the fight, and they will be able to pick up this boss.
Freaking well done by SOA, though. Like, the way that Tyrael got away there was impressive. He even chose the scariest brush to walk away from. You could tell that RPG thought that he would be in the right side brush. That was interesting. Yeah. Now, I may pray, though, that RPG did not have Holy Light, Holy Wave of Radiance available on Uther, because if he had, he should have just tried.
Yeah, that was his own fault if he did have that available. So we're going to assume that he didn't, in fact. Also, nice move by Tyrael there. Attempting to steal the boss with that Holy Ground was a split second too late, but also got out of there without putting himself in danger. So, really nice job by Tyrael so far this entire game.
Yeah, that could have actually changed everything. Had Tyrael stolen that boss, top boss would not be lost to them either.
He's still around here. He has Holy Ground. He could make an attempt. He has sank in 4 seconds.
Leyline seal.
Into the area. Oh, they're just going to try and focus Tyrael. If you kill him, he can't Holy Ground your boss. Instead, they let the boss leash and focus onto killing off Tyrael and maybe that clone.
In an unusual display of prudence, RPG actually gives up that which they began to chew. They know that since the ultimate evolution has been used, they're going to get a 50-second period during which they're essentially 5 versus 4.5. Now that advantage of not being up against Evo, that's strong now, but at level 20 it's not that strong anymore, as Hive Mind is a very powerful level 20 where you get the double symbiote. Yeah. First of all, they go for Greymane, but the leyline, is that really a good leyline?
Well, they got only Tyrael here. Illidan has already hunted in onto Uncle G. Ancestral landed onto Greymane once again, who focuses Wang, popping Stone Form, trying to keep himself alive, getting a good start to Shy to save his own life here, as both teams continued the scuffle to Illidan jumping into the backline, using the portal to great effect for Micro here. Infinity is dropped, rip stacks, as we see Chicken continuing to try and drop the damage, but he's separated from his team, and with no Divine Shield left, we do see him taken out. That's a 2-for-0 currently in favor of SOA, and they look for more. They want to get Locktar, who's teleporting away, but that extra spike damage from Abathur will be enough to finish off this kill. Oh, maybe not. Clutch heal by Uther, and as such, Locktar escapes.
That was actually a super cool team fight. I think some of the fights were kind of crazy, a little bit chaotic, a little bit messy, but this one I really think was a quality team fight for both sides. RPG's Illidan gunned for the Rhaegar, but he got saved by his own position, by Sanctification, and then by not having enough backup for the Illidan, as Greymane was aggressively zoning out the other members of RPG. It was a really cool fight, and SOA came on top, getting the double takedown. But I have to question a little bit the use of that Leyline seal. We had a lot of damage coming out on SOA, and Leyline kind of paused that. Although you do freeze the enemy cooldowns and you allow your own back to regenerate, sometimes if you have enough setup to kill someone, the Leyline is just a painful delay that ends up blocking some of your own damage. It could have been used differently, but there we go. Level 20 is reached for SOA. Hive Mind on Abathur comes out. They get all their Storm tier talents, including Holy Arena. And with Holy Arena and Holy Ground, I do expect that SOA should be able to get this boss.
They're going to try. Tyrael does get caught in the boss stun. RPG are also here. The hunt is available. Illidan pushing up. He's trying to get his team that level 20 as well, so they can contest this. So very nearly leashing the boss here, but they are still fighting it. Wang has been dropped low thanks to a cursed bullet. Remember, Illidan can hunt in, and he probably should if they want to contest this. Leyline, Medivh in position for this. Comes in, drops the Leyline, but Rhaegar's on the point. The boss is taken. Here comes the Sanctification, as we do see Muradin standing still, actually, because of the Sanctification, having to jump over the wall. Chicken did not use the hunt. He didn't think he was needed here because the fight was already lost. Sar will escape, but now it is Wang in danger. His armor is reduced. Illidan from the back, coming in for Uncle G, focusing him down with the Divine Shield, and Rhaegar is dropped. This is a massacre by RPG.
Wow.
Looking for everyone here. Tank Ovo, final surviving member. The clone is used, though, and as such, Wang may die. Falls of will to keep him alive, and he does survive as they finish off that Abathur clone. And even though they lost the boss, they won everything else. They're going to grab the tribute, And they're actually, no, they're not going to grab the tribute. They're just going to head straight for that keep.
Yeah, they're still grabbing the tribute and then stop channeling it once again. There's really no point. Anytime you have a full wipe at level 20 and you have everyone alive, it doesn't matter how far away you are from the core, you can just end. Whether you need to go through just a keep or a keep and a fort. And it's so glad to see that RPG recognizes this as SOA spectacularly loses. Yeah, it's still invulnerable, buddy.
A bit early.
Murden.
Takes a little bit of damage there, but protection keeping him fine. As the core is dropping down, Abathur, the only hero here to defend, and no one else will be up in time. That is going to be GG. And RPG will be taking game number 1, but once again, little bit shaky all over the place there.
I guess if the fort was still up everywhere, they would not have been able to end, since everyone was just about coming back. But RPG does do it. They did that team fight to perfection. They used Murden right from the point that the boss was captured. Murden was used as a lightning rod. He was left alone behind, presumably vulnerable, and somehow, someway, SOA believed that they could kill the Murden level 20. And this was a little crazy. He's got Force of Will reabsorption from Medivh. He's got his own healing static, Avatar. I think he took Hardened Shield. You've got all that with the cooldown reduction, the extra thunderclaps, the extra healing static heals. Rookie mistake by SOA to try and get Murden down when you invest so much resources in, and Illidan hasn't even joined yet. The big focus point for RPG was take down the Rhaegar. And they did just that. And the thing is, why would SOA take the team fight in its entirety right after capping the boss when there is a 20-second staggered moment of idleness? And the boss hasn't arrived to the keep wall yet. So there's no reason for the attacking team to immediately take that fight. When you do, you're saying, this 20-second period where nothing is happening, we're taking a free 50-50, even though if we wait until the keep gets attacked by the boss, we now have a distraction. You have to deal with structural damage, boss stuns, boss roots, and us at the same time. Plus, they would be able to outlast Avatar. So, chasing as they did on Murden was a case of over-focusing on what's in front of them and a little bit too little macro play. Despite the very early, good early start by SOA, they managed to have that deficiency in their late game shot call. Nonetheless, still a very good game. Good team fights and very cool first win for RPG as well.
Very cool indeed. But I will say, RPG, they looked far shakier than I think they should have. This is not the RPG we saw last week, for example. So they really do need to reevaluate here and refocus. Or SOA could be reducing that potential point output from 3 to 1.